Okay, so this is question number two. I know I'm uploading it in the wrong sequence because the numbering had initially gone for a toss, so I just kind of fixed the sequence now. This is one of the latest topics. It says that violence portrayed on TV and in the movies leads to an increase in crime in our society. People who watch violent movies are more likely to become criminals. Do you agree or disagree? So again, in the essay, you want to write nearly 215, 215 to 250, 250 words, approximately that range. You want to make sure that you take a clear stand, that you either agree with this position, that you link up that okay, if you watch violent movies or violent television shows, then you will become violent, and why, what are the reasons, 3 to 5 reasons you have to give to justify this opinion. Or you can say that I disagree, that they do not lead to a person becoming violent, and then why does it not lead to a person becoming violent. You have to again present some evidence, generally 3 to 5 good solid points. And again, there's a technique to go about this whole thing, but just to keep it short, the basic strategy that you need to follow is that you should take the first 2 minutes to plan out your points, your evidence, your examples, your opinion, what will I say and how will I justify that. Then the next 10 minutes you should take to type out your essay. If your typing speed is less than 250 words in 10 minutes, then you want to increase your typing speed in your practice, and you want to do all the previous topics to just be prepared. And in 2017 there are a couple of new topics that have been introduced, so you want to be prepared with everything very well, because generally the topics are repeated. Essay writing is easy to handle once you know the topics, once you're pre-prepared with it. Also, you need to work on your grammar as well as your vocabulary specific to you. Whatever your issues are, you would need to work on those. And the last 3 minutes in the essay you would take to proofread your answer, to make sure that there are no spelling errors, there are no obvious glaring grammatical errors. You guys can also install Grammarly on your computer, and anytime that you write an essay, you can definitely check it and kind of see your own errors to understand where it is that you're making those errors. If it is tenses, if it is singular plural, if it is formation of idioms, or linking up to simple sentences, then again work on that problem and take grammar lessons specific to that topic, and work on that. So you can see the stance that I have taken, that I do not believe, in the third line it says that I do not believe that watching movies, crime related shows on television can impact any individual so deeply that he or she starts resorting to violence. So therefore I'm very clear on what I think, right? So obviously, because if you think about it, you're someone who watches so many TV shows and movies. Are you violent? I hope not. So watching something will not really impact you unless you are probably already mentally unstable and prone to violence, right? So there are certain key points that I have used to justify my stand. That is, the number one is that as a form of social control, we have less control, and that means that our families, our friends, our co-workers are not aware of our personal lives, right? And therefore crime is going unchecked because of that, not because of media, right? So if there's one alternative cause for the rise in violence, right? Another thing is about the economic agenda of political organizations, of religious organizations, right? And that could be another possible reason for violence. So these are alternative causes, and therefore that is in a way justifying that I don't think that violence has been caused due to watching TV and media. Another thing, that watching TV and media, you become mentally numb to it, right? You definitely don't you see murders on TV and you see something happening, and you don't really go out and murder someone just by watching, because it's very different when it's on TV. We are very numb to violence on TV now, right? Other things that you can talk about, definitely that violence is basically a sign of mental illness, right? So that is also mentioned in this essay, and therefore you're leading a sedentary life and watching TVs, shows and movies, and you're less likely to actually get off your couch. I feel that someone who's addicted to movies and TV is less likely to be violent, because they're going to be a couch potato and be watching stuff rather than actually taking a lot of action. But of course, you can have your personal beliefs. I do think that violence happens in a lot of places where there is no access to the internet and television. People have way too much free time on their hands, or they are economically backward, and they can be easily instigated into all these things by giving them some money or something like that. Or if they're obviously mentally ill, like in US, you can see the rise in shootings. They have easy access to guns, and you can also talk about those things, access to weapons and your social laws, right? So actually this topic is pretty easy. I don't know why people think that it's difficult. You can read this sample and definitely use the points that I have discussed here. This essay, the sample essay, is 299 words, but you don't need to write as much. I just wrote a longer essay just so that people have content, and and people have used this sample essay on their recent tests, and therefore they are getting the scores. So this is definitely a very good way to write. You can use phrases. So what I would like you guys to pick up from the sample is the phrases. The prime reason for the rise in violent crime, agenda of something, another point to consider, right? Stuff like that. So make sure that you pick up the formal phrases, you pick up the language, the vocabulary, the content, whatever it is that you want to use. And I hope that this video has been helpful to you. Thank you for watching, and subscribe to the channel for more such updates.